Guys. Good morning or good afternoon if you're watching it in the afternoon. We are going to continue working on our friendly letters today, and I have some pretty exciting news. So, last week we started doing a planning sheet for our letters to one of our eighth grade buddies, and on Thursday they're going to be joining us for our afternoon meeting, and we are going to have the opportunity to share these letters with our buddies. And the coolest part about it is that they do not know we are writing these letters. So they're going to be so surprised and I bet so happy and so excited that you guys took time to write letters to them. So let's get started and figure out the best way to do that. Okay, so all right. So you'll see on my screen here, I have three different things. In this corner, this is the planning sheet that I wrote with you last week. I gave the example of writing a letter to Ava. I wrote down my 2 sample questions for her and 2 things that I could share with her. And then below that, this is the first letter that I wrote. This was the letter that I wrote to my niece. And in this on this sheet, you can see that all of the parts of the friendly letter are labeled. But today, we're going to make things a little bit trickier because you're going to be writing on either a sheet that looks like this or just a blank sheet of paper. So you're not going to have the labels on the paper to use. However, if you want, you can still look at the sheet that you used before to help you with the labels. Okay? So here's what we're going to do first. We are going to look at our sample letter, and we'll notice that the first thing that we do when we're writing our friendly letter is the heading. We write the heading, which is the date. And you'll see that in the letter that we used at the beginning, the date is in the top right-hand corner. So I'm going to go ahead and write my date, which is 5/19/20, May 19th, 2020. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller just so we're practicing how it should look when you're writing it in the correct foundations lines. I think that's pretty close. Okay, so now I have my heading, easy peasy, my date in the right-hand corner. Next comes the greeting, right? The greeting starts on the next line on the left-hand side. So our greeting is going to be dear, and then our buddy's name. So like I said, I used my example of Ava. So I'm going to write Dear Ava. So now I'm done with my heading. I'm done with my greeting. I forgot what comes next. Where can I look to help me if I forgot what comes next? I know. I can look over here at my sample with my labels so that I remember what's next. And when I look at my sample, I'll see that the body is next, which is sort of like the bulky part of our letter. This is where we're going to have the most amount of information. And this is when my planning sheet from last week is really going to come in handy because this is going to help me write the body, asking my questions and telling Ava some things that I want to share about myself. So I think I'm going to start with a question. You don't have to. You can start by sharing something about yourself if you want. If you have a new question or a new something to share that's not on your planning sheet, that's totally fine. You can do it however you want. This is really just to guide you and help you so that you are writing a letter that has some good information in it that you planned in advance if you need it. Okay, so I'm going to start by saying, I think I'm just going to say, how are you? Even though that wasn't one of my questions, it's always a nice way to start. And you'll see that I'm starting on a new line for my body, and it's lined up on the left, just like the same as my greeting. Okay, so I'm going to say, how are you? Then I think I might say, have you been getting outside a lot? That was my first question. You'll see that I started all of my sentences with uppercase letters and I ended the questions with question marks, like you know. Okay, so now that I have 2 questions, I think I'm gonna move on to some information, something to share with her. So now I think I'm going to say, I have been cooking a lot of dinners. And I want to add a little bit more detail to that because if I tell her that I've been cooking a lot of dinners, she might wonder what I've been cooking. So I think I'm going to tell her, last night I made salmon and pasta. It's true, I really did. Okay. Then, should I do another thing to share or should I ask another question? I think I'll ask another question. I might even say, I was wondering, do you have a brother or sister? Or maybe she has more than one brother or more than one sister. We'll have to find out. Okay, then I think I'll maybe tell her another something to share. And I might say, last weekend, I went to a forest preserve with my dogs. Okay, now you're going to see something. I'm out of space. So what that means is I'm probably going to need 2 pieces of paper for this letter because the letters that we were writing last week were, again, trying to just get you into the habit of the different parts of a friendly letter. We weren't really focusing in on the details. And now that we are, we're probably going to need more than 1 sheet of paper. So what I'm going to do is continue with my letter, but on a new sheet of paper. Okay? So the last thing I said was, last weekend I went to a forest preserve with my dogs. I'm going to add a little more detail here and tell her it was pretty hot outside. But but it was nice to get some fresh. All right. So I've added my things to share that were on my planning sheet. I've asked all my questions. If you want to add something else, like, I miss you a lot, I miss seeing your face, I hope you're doing well, those are all great ways to end your letter. And they'll definitely make your buddy feel really, really nice and warm inside if you say something like that. So I think I'm going to say, I miss you so much, and I hope I can see you soon. All right. I think that's good. I think that's enough for my body. So what comes after my body? I forgot again. Where can I go look? I know. On my sample template. Oh, now I remember my closing and my signature. And I remember also that my closing and my signature are going to go on the right-hand side, just like my date or my heading. Okay, so I'm going to do my closing. I think I'll do love. And then my signature right underneath my closing is Kaplan. Okay, so let's read the whole thing through again and see how we did. All right, so here I go. My heading, got that right here. Then comes my greeting, Dear Ava. Then comes the body. How are you? Have you been getting outside a lot? I have been cooking a lot of dinners. Last night I made salmon and pasta. I was wondering, do you have a brother or sister? Last weekend I went to a forest preserve with my dogs. It was pretty hot outside, but it was nice to get some fresh air. I miss you so much and I hope I can see you soon. Love, Miss Kaplan. Okay, and again, that was the end of my body. This is my closing and my signature. If you don't want to write love, you can write from. Those are both pretty good options that we can use for right now. Okay, so I hope that this is fun for you. And I think that Really, really, it will be really important for you to use this planning sheet and also to have this sample ready for you so that you remember exactly what a friendly letter should look like and also what information you want to include. I am going to attach all 3 of these sheets to our daily schedule. So if you want to print them out and have them, you can, or if you just want to look at them on your iPad, you can do that too. Or you can just pause this lesson and while you're writing, you can have all 3 templates ready for you. Okay? So have fun. I can't wait to see what you come up with. Really, really, really do your best work because I know these buddies are going to be so thrilled and excited to hear these letters. And I want to see your most amazing writing and I really want you to put your best effort into it. Okay? So good luck. You can take a picture of it and show me on Seesaw when you're done, but save the letter because I want you to have it on Thursday so you can read it to your buddy. Okay? I will see you later and I hope you have a great day. Bye.